Alright, here we go. It's we got them all tacked up and everything. And I want to throw a little footnote in there about leveling these things out and what have you. And you know, sometimes you just have to eye them in, because when you got a angle like this, if you get your level just a little bit this way or this way on an angle, it's not going to read properly. And I had to redo this one a little bit, and it really just boiled down to you know, getting one the way you like it and then eyeing it in. And sometimes you have to do that. It's just, you know, if it was sticking straight out of here just like a plain old normal table, just coming right out of the corner here, then you could level it both ways. But seeing as how it was like this, and it was a little bit more, so everything just lined up, you know, really good. And that's kind of what you got to do sometimes. You know, it's not a perfect world, and it never is. So you just have to work at it a little bit. The reason I did it like this, and some people are probably asking, well, why did you do this? If this was to sit flat down on here, it would be hard to weld, and it would be hard to get straight. This way I can still brace the table up, and now we're going to be working on putting the braces back to here to really brace the table up really good. But I still wanted to keep my clamping surfaces on the edge here, so all the way around, because generally when you clamp stuff, you want to clamp it on the edge of your table. I wish this table was a little thicker than what it is, but I have to remember it's a free table, and you work with what you got. And like I said, I don't have a bunch of money not to go out and buy 1/2 inch or 1 inch plate. This was graciously donated to me, and so were the tubes. I want to thank all those guys again. I can't thank them enough. So we still got some work to do on it, but I just wanted to kind of give a little, you know, note that sometimes you just have to eye these things in, you know. And you can do it. It's just not impossible by no means. So I think we're gonna do something trick, or try to anyhow. Right in this area to tie all this into the center. But we got 4 places right there. And not only that, another reason I did this, I want to drill some holes in it for some fixture plates. And if you had something like this, you wouldn't want to drill holes into that. So you know, the chances of drilling on the edge of one of these pipes is remote. It could happen, but it's not going to really hurt anything if you do it. Mostly you're going to go in the pipe or around it. So that's another reason I did it. And I had these really beautiful bends that's going to give really good strength. So I think it's going to look pretty good too. So we're going to press on, and I cleaned it up, ground it up a little bit, but I'm not going to weld it. And this is another thing I want to add in here. I'm not going to weld it until I get all my bracing in. Reason being, why? And I know a lot of you guys out there know, you'll warp the hell out of this plate. I mean, you put a lot of heat on it right now without the bracing tacked in and everything. And once you do get everything tacked in, you're going to have to go here, then over there, then over here, then over here. Don't localize the heat. Don't do all of these right here at one time, because now you're going to throw a lot of heat over here. So, and I still have to do the banding for the belt line all the way around the bottom of the legs like that to give it strength and a nice footrest. So, but yeah, it's not going to take much longer. Like I said, I did all this. I had cut the stuff yesterday, the 12 stubs and the legs, and it took me about 1.5 hours to get this tacked up. It does take a long time. You got a good welding machine that does good, then that's half the battle. All right. Yeah, cutting these pieces that spider in off to the side is going to be a long process. Be a long process of getting them in and out of that, you know, getting them done, because there's quite a few of them to do. If I can break this off. And I know people don't have access to the really cool bends and stuff that's just on this, and they don't have access to, you know, the tube notchers and welders and stuff like that. But I mean, why would you want a welding table if you didn't have a welder? And people ask me, they say, well, Kevin, why don't you have a MIG gun? Well, I've always been a combination welder and a pipe welder, and I've always stuck welders. And I always believed that a MIG gun was invented to kill a welder. So, just a joke. But actually, the tube notcher works pretty good. I can't complain. Actually, that's the same, not the right size, it's 2 1/8, but it's close enough for you know what. And actually, and this is a good use for having a welding table, is having something to bolt this down to. So, we'll get this cleaned up, and we'll do a dry fit and see how many of these we're actually going to need. So now we got a pretty good fit on this one, and I need to make a whole bunch of them, because you're going to have one here, you're going to have one here, you're definitely going to have one here, and as close over there as possible, and one here. That doesn't fit as good for some reason. It fits good enough. And 1, 2. Yeah, so that's a good fit right there. You can't really do a whole bunch of complaining about that. That'll be easy to weld. It's going to give strength to this. Probably going to move it more to the center, right there, and that's going to give me strength all the way to the edge. Center of that one, you got a good fit right there. This is all going to tie in down here, because if you didn't tie this in to the center of the table, now you got a big flex right here. But I've got something planned for that. It's probably going to be one of these sitting up there like that, probably only in a longer degree. But this was all I could cut with my Ryobi metal cutting saw, chop saw. So, and then one right, yeah, okay. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, you need 8 of them. So I've got the measurements. This is the biggest degree. This is the biggest degree I can get out of it right here on the chop saw. you know, to give it a good fit. And like I said, the notcher, I have to admit, has been doing pretty good. Can't complain too much. So that'll brace this part of it, and then over to here, we'll brace it here. Then we're gonna have some stuff coming down. I need to hold the camera where I'm talking and pointing. Not doing such a good job of that. But, and like I said, this thing is flying on the hip here, you know. So that's going to be bracing there. Now I tell you what I did think about doing, because I got some of those bends that go like this, one of those perfect, and then a stand up, and that'll brace this whole area right here. Let me get back and go ahead and tell you what I was talking about. Those bends, a couple of them over there on the table. Two of them look like they would come here and attach right here, and then right in the middle we could put a brace down. So I might omit four of these, unless I put them right here and then put that piece in here. So now I'm doubling up. And I have no problem with doubling up on support, because you never have too much support. Especially, like I said, this is 3/8 plate. This is not the thickest in the world. I would have loved to have had 1 inch, but free stuff is free stuff, and you work with it as you got it. Now, this wouldn't be a bad idea here. Now, let's mark this right here. Okay. Now, if we were to come right over here with another one, like right there. So, yeah, that would give some good support right there. You wouldn't have to worry about that. So I'm liable to go ahead and do 8. This is at its max degree, and it caught quite hell cutting that one. But it's only got to do 7 now, so that's even better. But it's going to be pretty cool, I believe, when I get done. So we're pressing on.